Hi all. Right, before we move on to this last German impulse, just a couple of things to bring up. Martin made 2 or 3 comments, which are, well, one mistake, one sort of correction to make, and one other thing. Well, first of all, Martin mentions it's lucky that the Germans can't plan ahead, and it certainly is. So I think I would have been toast. Well, he makes comment of one of the last cards they played was a bridge engineer card. Obviously, they didn't play it for the bridge engineer, but shall we say if it was a human opponent, or then play the bridge engineer event to make a bridge up here somewhere to give these guys supply, because these guys are the guys that are adjacent to the muse. Oh, Martin, hold on. They're still adjacent to the muse, Martin, aren't they? Oh dear. Right, I think they can, because one of the rules, victory point rules, I've completely forgot about is, let me just check that I've got this right, and as when a unit's adjacent to the muse, hang on, where is it? If a German unit occupies a hex west, it's west of the muse, right. Okay, I'm maybe not that sure about what he's meant then. One of the last cards he played was a bridge engineer card, which would have placed all units in supply instead of in low supply, as the situation is now, and adding another 10 victory points. Well, if you've got to get west of the muse though. Here, I was thinking it was just adjacent to the muse, and then I thought maybe we couldn't trace, but we've got this unit adjacent to the muse there, and he can trace supply. So I just about had a heart failure there. So I'm not quite sure what Martin's meaning then, because I've not got anything west of the muse, have I? He must be meaning that you could have built a bridge. I'm not sure. Unless he's maybe not thought about the fact that it needs to be west of the muse. The German unit occupies a hex west of the Meuse River, from which German supply can be traced during the victory check. No, I'm kind of stumped by that one. I thought I knew what you meant there, Martin, about this unit. I was thinking it was this unit, and if there was a bridge built here, then you could trace across. But these guys aren't even in low supply. I'm not sure. We should have placed all units in supply instead of in low supply. Add in our 10 victory points. Oh, I'm not sure what he's talking about then. Yeah, I'm going to have to let you explain more what you're meaning there, Martin, unless you've not quite looked at the situation properly, but you generally do, so let us know what you're meaning there. I'm assuming that's the 10 victory points for that 17.1 crossing the Meuse River. So maybe if you elaborate on that, we might. But it certainly does mean, I think if if a human was playing this game, I think I would have been kind of toast. I think there's 2 or 3 things that could have happened, that because the fact that they're on 49 victory points just now, they only need, what was it said, 56 by the end of today. I mean, it's unlikely they're going to get that now, but if they did get that extra 10 points, then yes. So, you know, I'm not quite sure what he's meaning, whether they could have built some bridge to get across the other side of the Meuse or not. Not quite sure. Well, you can let us know, Mark. Anyway, a couple of other things that he brought up. Well, yeah, this was the mistake I made. This infantry unit here, I said didn't have a movement method. However, he can infiltrate, and it's not mechanised units can't infiltrate across a river, but there's nothing to say infantry units can. So let's just double check. Only one non-bracketed unit is eligible for this move. If in supply and stacked with at least one other active non-bracketed unit and is not yet moved. Well, both these units hadn't moved. We decided this guy couldn't move because he is mechanised, so he couldn't infiltrate across the river. But when I come around to the infantry, I just gave him the same situation, but that's not the case. He could have infiltrated into that hex. So that's what should have happened. So that was a nice spot, Martin. Not too bad, mind you, for only getting that little bit of movement wrong. I'm quite happy with that, if that's all you picked up, because it was quite a lot to try and move about. As I think even you mentioned, it was quite a complex sort of card to like get everything right. So, but yeah, that was a good spot. Yeah, and it says the mechanised unit may not do that. Will not infiltrate across a river or in a forest hex. So yeah, that infantry should have went into there. It wouldn't have affected anything. We've done the check there. Well, in fact, it would have made it less, wouldn't it? Because now he's going across the river. But I don't think die roll didn't come up anyway, did it? Yeah, I think we did roll of dice, but anyway, that unit should be there, so that's that. And there's 2 other things actually. Now I'm sure this came up before. Where was that? Yeah, that was the attack on Ufe, so slightly a wee bit further down. I'm sure I've asked this question before, or I've seen it, and for some reason I feel like Martin may have answered it before as well, but I didn't go hunting about for it. Well, I did look a little bit. I think I looked for step. What was it? Assigning step losses or something. Hang on, let me find a bit. Applying step losses. Yeah, I think I just searched for that. So whether the question is somehow else related. But it's regarding if the step 4 of applying step losses, which is 12.6, which says if there are more than one choice in any of the above categories, apply the loss to the unit in the hex with the most total steps. Now, if you remember rightly, we had to take hits on both these German stacks. Well, they were the 2 stacks and this unit that attacked into here. Now, we got a great result there, didn't we? We got no hits on us, and it might be an A2 or A3. I might just have to have a quick look back on that. But the very bottom units of both these stacks weren't active units. And I had said at the time that I wasn't 100% sure if you count them for the steps in that stack. I mean, they are, if as it's written, they are in that stack. It doesn't say that it's attacking units. So, and this rings bells with me. I'm sure I've seen this question, or maybe even asked it myself. Well, Martin said that he would count all the steps in the hex, and his reasoning is, assume this criterion is there to avoid weakening single hexes, possibly creating ones with no zone of control. So yeah, it makes sense to actually, as long as if there's more steps that are not active, then yeah, they should be counted. So that does make sense. And after he said it, I thought, I think you've answered this for me before, Martin, somewhere. So whether it's out there on BGG or not, so that might alter. I don't know if it did alter things or not. Give me a second. Yeah, okay, just check back, and so it would have been, there was 5 steps in that hex and 6 steps in that hex, and we did take the first hit from this stack, so that was right. It then meant that there were 5 steps in each hex. However, we need to take a step loss from the other attacking hex before we can go back to this. So we did, and we took it from, is it the unit underneath this? Yeah, I think it was that guy, wasn't it? He was unit 8. Yeah, well no, it had to be him, because he was a 2-step unit. This was only a 1-step unit, yeah. So it was right, so, but I'll need to try and remember that one now, because that has definitely come up for me before. And I've definitely asked that question. Or yeah, I have. So it makes sense. So count all the steps in the hex. Yeah, good stuff, Martin. And the last one. Yeah, the last thing he mentioned, and well, I have to apologise here, Martin, because I've kind of dropped you in it here. I've tried to edit my reply to you saying that I don't think the question I asked back in the day, it wasn't the same question. It was regarding between the 16th and the 22nd, whereas now I'm asking about from the 23rd onwards. And the question was, do mechanise, I think it was talking about which guy was it? Yeah, no, it's not him. Must have been. Was it this guy? I don't know. It was a mechanised unit, and my query was movement method 7 talks about. I mean, between the 16th and the 22nd, it's only normal infantry, but from the 23rd on, mechanised infantry are involved. So, but it doesn't change the wording within the movement methods. And the wording in movement method 7 says, infantry move adjacent to allied unit or town to which no non-bracket German infantry unit is adjacent. And then if the unit is already the only non-bracketed German infantry unit adjacent, the German unit does not move and its movement is considered complete. And my question was, once the 23rd comes along, the wording of that German infantry, does that also then include German mechanised infantry? And that was my question on the video. The question I'd asked back in the day that Martin had answered was about between the 16th and the 22nd, whether mechanised infantry counted as infantry. And I even added, does combined arms count as infantry, which now sounds kind of silly now, but it was maybe just when I was trying to grasp the game a bit better. But so I don't think you did get that answer wrong, Martin. I know you've went away and amended it. So hopefully you can re-amend it. And but at least we've got. I mean, his reply was that he believes that once you come to the 23rd, that any talk of infantry within movement methods 5 to 9 makes sense. It clearly includes mechanised infantry as well as infantry. As well as just basic infantry, so that kind of makes sense, I suppose. And I kind of thought that's how it should be, but he's said that that's how it should be. So sorry about the confusion there, Martin. Right, and thanks for all your comments as well. So, but let us know about the first bit about. I'm just not seeing it. I'm not seeing what you're meaning, but oh, wait now, I am. Because we've took Liège, of course. And there's a bridge already here. Yeah, that's what he's meaning. Okay, it suddenly clicked. We do have German units west of the Meuse. These ones in Liège. Maybe I was trying to forget all about that. Okay, yeah. I knew you had to have something. He doesn't say these things without them being right. So yeah, he is meaning that if we built a bridge in here, even just here, then these guys could now trace supply, and it's in the victory point. It's in the victory point step. Yeah. But like he's saying, now once we go into the supply phase, the units are going to go out. They're going to go in low supply, I think. Yeah. The units in Liège are. Whereas if he was building a bridge, and by the way, that's something that the Germans will want to do. Is build a bridge up there probably. Right. Okay. I see where you're getting it now, Martin. I think. Yeah. Nice one. Well, like I say, I'm glad they didn't have that thinking. Right. Okay. Let's get this day finished. This horrible day. So one German card left, and we know what it is because it's been in play quite a few times and shuffled back in quite a few times. So this is the last German card. Now we can obviously we've not got a support card, but if there is a combat, we can still we shuffle up the deck and draw for just a combat tactic if it comes to that. So activate all units in the core. Fortunately, we've destroyed 2 of these units as well. One of the elite 116 units and one of the infantry units, 560. So we've got 2 of them left, and just the one infantry. There was only 2. It's only 2 of the infantry units, I believe. That's right. So we'll just, and then we've got this guy. So we've got the 4 units. So activate them. Now there's no reserves either. No roadblocks. Their army objectives in Dinan. They've got to reach that, so nothing doing there. So yeah, I'll just go and have a look and see if I can see any movement. Okay, method 2, going in ascending order. This unit can move to a hex both closer to unit's army objective and adjacent to an ally VPX. So Rochefort. So yeah, I think the only way you can do it is 1, 2, 3, 4. However, and would leave a detachment in here. Now, I need to watch La Roche and what was the name of that one again? Houghton. For supply, at the moment it's okay, but I think if I was to move this unit, that might be a problem. Well, unit 3 would be next. He's surrounding these guys, so, or this guy, sorry. Well, he is exerting his own control. He's in a town, yeah. So he's bracketed, but yeah. So I think he's going to be restricted to not being able to make that move. This guy could, though. He could go 1 and then another 3 into here as well. But I think. Well, let's have a look at this. 1, 2. No, maybe not. Actually, it looks like it's okay, isn't it? Because this unit's got a zone of control in this hex, so ally supply is not traceable into this gap here just yet. I don't think, no. I'm going to have to watch. Well, some of these units came through up here, but still not. I think these units need to get across take the bridges maybe, and then there could be issues. Okay, so I think that guy moves with movement method 2 as well then, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about here, saying this guy's surrounded. These are British units, Grant. So, hang on. Yeah, he would... I think he would move, wouldn't he? Sorry, that's not... I'm getting all messed up here. That was the guy that moved in. He moved from there, didn't he? So, Unit 3 would follow suit. Yeah, I think so. Now... but hold on. This could open up issues then. Because I think if this unit moves into here... I'll just keep a cube there just to see. Well, Houghton supplies, Allied supplies traceable to Houghton anyway, no matter. Just realise the units are up adjacent to it. So, but if I move that unit away there, La Roche. Yeah, because La Roche can't trace through there, because that's still classed as a German town. And if that unit was there, it couldn't trace around the bit. But as soon as that unit moves away, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and then the supply route's up. I don't know. I'm probably talking off camera. I don't know. So yeah, if we move that unit into there, you can trace Allied supply 1, 2, 3, 4 into here, and then up this road into here and then away. So that's not going to happen then. Yeah, I've just noticed Allied supply is traceable to Manhay at the minute as well, by going 1, 2, 3, 4 into this hex, and then trace up and then away. But it's just Manhay because it needs to reach that hex, because this hex has got zone of control. Yeah, so on to movement methods 5 to 9, the infantry moves. There is a mechanised infantry unit in that stack, so that's adjacent to this unit as well. So this is not the only non-bracketed infantry unit adjacent. And now that we've clarified, Martin's clarified that mechanised infantry will count for that purpose after the 23rd, which makes sense. Sorry, I was meant to mention the step before that, movement method 6, enter an empty town, or to an empty German town hex to which Allied supply can be traced. Well, I've just said that Manhay is actually can trace Allied supply, but he can't reach it. Breaking zone. Now this town's fine, isn't it? Because he could reach that one. Yeah, but it's not in any trouble. So if he could have reached Manhay, he would have come down to here because it's in supply trace, but it's not. So yeah, I've just also realised that movement method 5, move adjacent to an Allied VP hex. We've got Ufi there, but both these stacks are full. You know, and he does have the movement to go 1, 2, 3 into there or 3 into there, but they're both full and none of the units are going to move, so it's not going to do that either. Okay, on to 10 to 13. I thought maybe at first he might have been able to move via arrows because he's got a secondary arrow this way, which take him 2 movement points, 1 breaking zone of control, and then another secondary arrow going up that way. Ooh, well, wait now. No, he would go the primary arrow, wouldn't he? for another 3-5. But then that leaves him. Oh no, both leave him adjacent to an alley unit. Well, you know what? Even when if he's moved into there or there, the alley supply is still traceable to Roche. 1, 2, 3, 4 into there, and then like I've said, away. So I don't think this guy's going to be able to move away from that hex without breaking that restriction. Yeah, that's arrows. He can't go closer to his army objective. No. And he's already adjacent to an allied unit. Yeah, so unfortunately he's stuck. Right, what about the infantry unit then? He's kind of stuck as well. There's no arrows in the hex. He can't get closer to his army objective either, because it's like 3 to break away into that hex, and it's not as if he can come in there. He's already adjacent to an allied unit as well, so he stays put 2. I've just realised I come back to this guy. I've not made a very good job of things tonight. That's maybe a sign, maybe not to play too much tonight. I think just get this day out of the way and leave it at that, Grant. Because initially tried to move him in movement method 2, didn't I? And then put him back because I thought this guy could move. So, but I do think this guy can have moved, So I 1 and then 3 into there. That's with movement method 2. Move to hex with closer to unit's army objective and adjacent to allied DP hex. So he moved from there. That would create a detachment there. And or was that open? No, I thought I counted it was alright. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I mean I can't get on a road. So yeah, that's not opening up a gap there. So okay, right. Well, that's all the movement considered. So let's have a look at possible combats. So this is the first one. Select number 2. Unfortunately, coming across the river though, so probably not going to happen. That's 4, half across the river, so it's 2 against 3. So no, that's a no. This unit 3 into here. That's 3 against 2, but he's got a supplied allied unit, so that is 3 against 3. This is a 1 hex attack. I think this is the one that you can't get unless you've got a... We're not going to have a -1 die roll, are we? No, because they're both elite. So it's 1 to 1. I don't think it's a point rolling the dice here, is there? Oh no, there is. A roll of 1 is cancelled if only defender elite or only defender armour. So yeah, that is the only result I can get, because we're both elite and they aren't armoured. Okay. I thought it was maybe the 1 hex attack, but that's further. Yeah, that's a 3, but that needs to be 1.5 to 1 anyway. We've only got 1 to 1. Right, okay, so it's only a 1 that could make it happen. We got a 4. Right, okay, so that's not happening. And the last the last one is the infantry, but he's 2 against too many. Yeah, so no combat there as well. We can, however, build an IP on this guy and infantry here. Yeah. That's going to be about that though. Okay. Right, that's the last impulse of the day. Yeah, that's everything, I think. So we're only just surviving. 49 points they've got. It's going to make it tough now, and it's going to make the video, it's going to make this session even longer, like, because, well, assuming I keep going, or unless we go in the next day and the Germans we need, like I say, today they need 56, I've got 49, because that's us finished the day now, isn't it? That's all the cards done, yeah, so the first step is check victory conditions, and this is where Martin was saying that if they had built a bridge there, then these units would be able to, actually, is that what he's meaning? Do they need to be able to trace supply at that step? I think that's right, isn't it? So if there was a bridge built there, then the units in Liège, if a German unit occupies a hex west of the Meuse River from which German supply can be traced during the victory check and the end of day phase, add 10 victory points. These victory points are awarded just once per game, regardless of how many units cross the Meuse River. Once awarded, cannot be lost. So yeah, that's what his point was, which I didn't quite see right away. So, yeah. And they could have played the bridge engineers event. That would have been horrible. Yeah. And they would have done that as well. If there'd been a bridge engineer event in the support card box at any time, that's where they would have done it, because it would have enabled these guys to trace supply. I think even before we took Liège, that would have happened. However, well, we survived that one, but like I was saying, the 24th, the Germans would need 61 points, so... But who knows, if they sit and hold Liège and do happen to build that bridge, like I've said, I mean, okay, they need to get right to the end of the day again, so we'll need to watch that one. So I completely forgot about the victory points. It was only when Martin mentioned it. So, well, our strategic one's definitely out the window, because we've only got till the end of the 24th to get them down to less than 25 victory points. That's never going to happen. So, for an operational win, which was kind of my target, really, I need them to get less than 31 by the 27th. I can't even see that happening, you know that. I think if anything, we've got to try and stretch it to the very last day for a tactical win, which is less than 35 victory points. And even that, I need to take, 14 victory points off them or something? So there's a lot of work to do, and I can't, yeah, I mean, the only good thing, I suppose, like Liège could, that's like, you've got to wait on it going to isolated, really, haven't you? And who's to say they might not have a bridge in place by then? Anyway, okay. Right, well, let's get this day finished anyway first, and we'll worry about the other days as they come. So discard the hand, draw pile, return combat jets to the cup. I'll do that. Remove disperse markers. There is a couple. I'll do that. And then we're going to check the detachments again. There's certainly not as many as there have been though. So I'll do that, and then we advance the day marker, and that's it. Start a new day. Okay, I'll look at the detachments and point out anything that's relevant. Okay, this detachment's going to go away. Ally supply can be traced to it, but we can't get German supply to that. It's just because of this whole river thing, and we've not got a bridge like we were talking about. A bridge in here would be, well, kind of horrible for us, but excellent for the Germans, so... I forgot one back here. It's quite possible Ally supply is not traceable to this one. German supply is. Yeah. Don't think Ally supply is traceable to that, is it? No, because detachments actually exert zone of control there as well, and there's a detachment in that town, so. Right, that's the only one I've found, well, Sorry, that's only 2 I've found so far. I've just got these 4 to look at. The 3 down here, these are all okay. Ally Supply and Ally Supply, German Supply is traceable to all 3 of them. These 4, you know what, I don't think, right, hang on, let me have a look. Yeah, I think this is an instant where if I check this, if I remove this one first, it enables this one. Because I know when you do the one in the start of the day, you check them from the east across and then from north to south as well. And I think that's what I started doing with this check as well, because if I was to remove this one first, which I think is going to get removed, Ally Supply can be traced to it, but German Supply cannot be traced to this one. But if I remove that, I think it enables Allied Supply to trace that. So I should check this one first, I think. Don't think it quite says that at that part, but I think that's how you should do it. Because we can't trace Allied Supply, or can we? Oh, maybe we can. We trace, this is an Allied bridge. So, yeah, we clearly can, can't we? Okay, my bad. And German Supply can be traced 1, 2, 3, 4 up to there, and then Warosh and away. So that one is okay. This one, well, I suppose technically this one's the same, but he's slightly more north, so I suppose we should check that one before that one. The Allied Supply isn't surely not. Oh, well, maybe 2. Again, because these are all Allied bridges still, so if he can trace on this road, and we can't trace into that hex, though. 4. I don't think it can, actually. No, I can't see an Allied Supply trace to that one. It can't quite get down here. I think it's mainly because of this unit here stopping I'm getting on this road, and so I think that one's coming away. Okay, so now, we found out that one was okay, wasn't it? So it's this one now. Ally Supply is easily traceable, but yeah, this is the one I said. I don't think German Supply is it. No, because of these Allied bridges, that one's not going to be able to trace. So this is the last one. Well, Allied Supply is traceable and German Supply. Yeah, that one's okay. So that one can stay. So there's only like 1, 2, 3, 4 detachments, apart from the ones in the towns and the West Walls, like, but they don't get checked at that time. Right, okay. I think that's the end of the day. It's not been a very good day, not an end result anyway. That was meant to be the day when things were going to happen, and well, it was my big blunder really. Oh, silly move up the top there, but and how many times, I talked about it for so long about Liège, and then I just left it, and then like I say, I never even thought about if I put a unit in it, actually makes it more vulnerable. Because whether there's something missing with that, I don't know. However, right, let's get this one finished off, and we can start thinking about what we're going to do, and if there's a plan to try and get this game back on the Allies side. It's going to be tough now, I think, but we've went this far. It's quite a lot of footage went by, mainly because I tend to go on a bit and stretches it out. There we go, coming up for 40 minutes. Grant, you've had one German impulse, which wasn't a very big impulse, and yet it's took you 40 minutes. Okay, right. I'll just upload this as the last part of the 23rd, guys, and well, still got a few more days off before back to work, so my mind gets started on the 24th. If I can motivate myself, that could be the struggle now after what's happened up in Liège, but we'll see. Okay, cheers for now, guys.